Hello, night travelers. It is a quiet pleasure to welcome you back to our peaceful corner here at the Night Observer. Tonight, the fire has been lit once more, its gentle flames casting a warm, golden glow into the stillness of the night. I invite you to settle in, adjust your pillows, draw the blankets up toward your chest, and allow your shoulders to soften. Feel the warmth spread slowly from your heart to your fingertips. Let your breathing become unhurried, like fine dust drifting silently among distant galaxies. Tonight, we will not be speaking of faraway stars or unnamed worlds. Instead, we will travel backward through time, returning to one of the most dramatic and transformative chapters in Earth's long history, the world after the dinosaurs. We will speak of extinction, of how the planet reshaped itself, and of how the smallest forms of life emerged from the ashes to carry the symphony of existence forward. Relax your body, gently close your eyes, and let us begin. Tonight, we devote our full attention to When the Curtain Closes, Understanding Extinction. Extinction, when a permanent blueprint is lost. Dear night travelers, in the language of stone and deep time, extinction is the complete disappearance of a species from the face of the earth. It is not merely the death of individuals, but the erasure of an entire lineage, a biological blueprint shaped by nature over millions of years. Scientists define a mass extinction as an event in which at least 75% of all species vanish within a relatively short span of geological time. There is a quiet truth worth holding close. Species are mortal. More than 99% of all life that has ever existed on this planet has already disappeared. Extinction itself is not unusual. As environments change, new species arise through evolution, while others quietly fade away. But mass extinctions are different. They are turning points of fate, moments when the deck is reshuffled, old rulers fall, and the stage is cleared for new forms of life to emerge from the shadows. Over the past 500 million years, Earth has endured 5 such great upheavals, each marked by destruction and by renewal. The first extinction, the Ordovician to Silurian period, 444 million years ago. Allow your thoughts to drift back along a smooth ribbon of time to 444 million years ago, when most life still dwelled beneath the deep blue surface of the oceans. This was the first of the Great 5 mass extinctions, triggered by immense geological forces that plunged the planet into a severe ice age. Vast quantities of water, covering an area 3 times larger than modern Antarctica, became locked within thick ice sheets. As the ice expanded, sea levels fell rapidly, stripping coastal marine life of its habitats. At the same time, carbon dioxide was drawn from the atmosphere through the weathering of rocks, causing global temperatures to drop sharply. When the ice eventually melted and seas rose once more, oxygen levels in the water collapsed, while toxic metals leached into the oceans. In the end, nearly 85% of all species on Earth vanished forever. The Devonian tragedy. The crisis of the early forests. 383 to 359 million years ago. Night travelers, take a slow breath and feel the quiet unease of the Devonian world, some 383 million years ago. This extinction unfolded not as a single blow, but as a series of shocks spanning nearly 20 million years. One compelling theory points to an unexpected culprit, the extraordinary success of early land plants. As the first great forests, trees like Archaeopteris spread across the land. Their roots fractured rock and released enormous amounts of nutrients into rivers and seas. These nutrients fueled massive algal blooms that consumed oxygen, creating vast, lifeless dead zones in the oceans. At the same time, intense volcanic activity destabilized the climate, bringing renewed cooling. Over time, about 75% of species succumbed to suffocation, cold, and prolonged environmental stress. The Great Death. the Permian to Triassic extinction, 252 million years ago. As you rest quietly tonight, imagine the most devastating catastrophe life has ever known, 252 million years ago. This was the Great Dying, when the boundary between survival and extinction grew impossibly thin. More than 90% of marine species and 70% of land-dwelling life were erased. The primary cause was immense volcanic activity in what is now Siberia. For thousands of years, eruptions flooded the land with lava and released vast quantities of greenhouse gases. Ash darkened the skies, while carbon dioxide and methane drove extreme global warming. The oceans grew acidic, temperatures soared, and circulation slowed, suffocating marine ecosystems from the depths upward. Recovery was slow and painful. It took more than 10 million years for life to regain its footing after this darkest chapter in Earth's history. The Triassic to Jurassic extinction. The rise of the dinosaurs. 200 million years ago, life had only just begun to stabilize when, 200 million years ago, another crisis arrived. As the supercontinent Pangaea began to tear itself apart, massive geological disturbances released enormous amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The resulting greenhouse effect warmed the planet, while ocean acidification disrupted marine life. Roughly 80% of species disappeared, including many large reptiles and ancient amphibians. Yet from this devastation emerged a new opportunity. In the ecological void left behind, the earliest dinosaurs, small, unassuming creatures, found their chance to rise. Over time, they would grow, diversify, and dominate the planet for the next 165 million years. The Chicxulub event, the twilight of the giants, 660 million years ago. And finally, we arrive at the most familiar of all mass extinctions, 66 million years ago. This time, destruction came not from the Earth below, but from the heavens above. An asteroid roughly the size of Mount Everest struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula, releasing energy equivalent to 10 billion Hiroshima atomic bombs. The impact unleashed global earthquakes, towering tsunamis, and a rain of molten debris that ignited forests worldwide. What followed was a long, dark winter as dust and ash blocked sunlight for months, halting photosynthesis and collapsing food chains. Around 75% of all species vanished, including all non-avian dinosaurs. The age of giants ended, but in its place, a narrow path opened for small mammals, and eventually, for us. The next notes: life always finds a way. Dear night travelers, the history of extinction is also a story of resilience. Time and again, Earth has shown its ability to rise from ruin. Each mass extinction is both an ending and a beginning, a pause in the music, followed by a new movement. When the mighty fall, life persists in hidden corners, waiting patiently to begin again. Even today, as humanity stands on the edge of a possible sixth mass extinction, the lesson remains. Life is a steady flame against the vast storm of the cosmos. The atoms within your body were once forged in stars, once passed through the bodies of long extinct creatures, and now continue their quiet journey within you. Night travelers, your breathing is slow now, deep, and even. Let images of ancient seas, of dim sunlight filtering through dust-filled skies, and of Earth's enduring vitality guide you gently toward sleep. You are safe in the embrace of a planet that has spent billions of years preparing for this very moment. Everything is unfolding in its own gentle order. Release your concerns about the past and your uncertainties about the future. Tonight, your only task is to rest. Let this small flame warm your spirit. Let the rhythm of deep time calm your thoughts. Close your eyes and drift peacefully into sleep, carried softly on the vast ocean of time. Adjust your pillows until you feel truly at ease. Draw the blanket gently up to your chest Allow your shoulders to loosen completely, and notice the warmth spreading slowly from your heart to your fingertips. Take a deep breath and release it unhurriedly, like the steady, ancient heartbeat of the Earth itself as we travel back in time, 66 million years. Tonight, we will not speak of beginnings filled with light. Instead, we step into the darkest hours, when the reign of giants came to an abrupt end and a wounded planet struggled to breathe beneath a sky of ash. Welcome to the morning after the apocalypse, Earth after the catastrophe. The first moment of terrifying silence. Dear night travelers, our story begins immediately after the arrival of the Messenger of Death, the Chicxulub asteroid, nearly 10 kilometers wide, when it struck the Yucatan Peninsula. Imagine a morning when the sun never rises. In those first hours, Earth endured the most violent convulsions in its 4.5 billion year history. The energy released by the impact equaled 10 billion Hiroshima atomic bombs detonating at once. In a single instant, solid rock and seawater were vaporized, forming a towering column of superheated gas and debris that surged hundreds of miles into space. As this material fell back toward the planet, friction ignited it, creating a global rain of fire that wrapped the world in flame. The sky became an inferno. Air temperatures soared high enough to ignite forests spontaneously, from the Arctic to the Antarctic. A magnitude 11.1 earthquake rippled through the entire planet, far more powerful than any earthquake recorded in human history. Tsunamis hundreds of meters high surged inland, burying coastlines beneath thick layers of mud and sand. Yet this vision of hell was only the opening act of an even more devastating transformation. The Black Curtain and the Impact Winter. Night travelers, breathe slowly and feel the cold beginning to settle into the story. The Yucatan impact site was tragically unforgiving, rich in sulfur-bearing minerals. When the asteroid struck, these rocks were vaporized, injecting billions of tons of sulfur dioxide into the upper atmosphere. Dust, ash, and soot from worldwide fires formed a dense black curtain around the Earth. Sunlight vanished completely for 2 to 6 months. The planet descended into a darkness so profound that even at midday, one could not see a hand held before the eyes. From afar, Earth no longer appeared blue, but as a dim, silent sphere adrift in shadow. With darkness came lethal cold. Global temperatures plunged by as much as 28 degrees Celsius, ushering in a multi-year impact winter. Even tropical regions froze beneath ice and snow. Weather systems collapsed into chaos, unleashing violent storms and relentless winds. Scientists estimate that nearly 15 trillion tons of soot and dust filled the atmosphere, creating conditions strikingly similar to a natural nuclear winter. The collapse of the food chain and the rain of poison. As the silence deepens, imagine the stillness of ancient forests. Without sunlight, photosynthesis, the engine of life, came to a complete halt. Flowering plants and vast fern landscapes withered, then vanished. The death of plants triggered a devastating chain reaction. Massive herbivores such as Alamosaurus and Triceratops were among the first to fall. Creatures weighing tens of tons required enormous daily energy, and when the forests disappeared, survival became impossible. With the loss of these giants, apex predators like Tyrannosaurus rex soon followed them into extinction. From the darkened sky, acid rain poured down, poisoning fresh water and scorching the final green shoots that dared to emerge from the ash. The oceans too turned acidic, dissolving coral reefs and collapsing marine ecosystems. In this single chapter of catastrophe, more than 75% of all life on Earth was erased. The temperature turning point, from ice to fire. Night travelers, the irony of nature did not end with the cold. As dust and sulfur slowly settled over the years, another danger remained: carbon dioxide. The impact had vaporized immense quantities of limestone, releasing billions of tons of CO2 into the atmosphere. an amount comparable to 3,000 years of modern human fossil fuel emissions. While sulfur compounds faded relatively quickly, carbon dioxide lingered for centuries. When sunlight finally returned, this trapped heat drove global temperatures upward, soaring roughly 11 degrees Celsius above pre-impact levels. The Earth, having just survived a frozen winter, was thrust into a blazing furnace. These extreme and rapid swings, from deep cold to intense heat, were conditions that large animals could not endure. The planet was like a patient barely recovered from illness, suddenly engulfed by fire. Life rising from the darkness. And yet, dear night travelers, even here, the story does not end in despair. In the quiet aftermath, life revealed its enduring strength. As the old rulers vanished, small and unassuming creatures stepped forward. Tiny, mouse-like mammals, such as Purgatorius, early ancestors of primates, survived by sheltering in underground burrows. Their flexible diets, seeds, fungi, carrion, allowed them to persist in a world stripped bare. Giving birth and raising young in protected spaces offered a decisive advantage over eggs left exposed on the surface. Among plants, the first pioneers of renewal were ferns. Fossil records reveal a remarkable fern spike as these resilient plants rapidly reclaimed scorched landscapes, preparing the ground for forests yet to come. And most importantly, night travelers, dinosaurs did not vanish entirely. A small lineage of feathered theropods, light, adaptable, and capable of feeding on seeds, survived the long winter. Today, we know them as birds. When you hear birdsong tomorrow morning, remember, it is the distant echo of ancient rulers who learned how to endure. O night travelers, your breathing is slow now, deep and steady. The story of the morning after the apocalypse reminds us that Earth is resilient beyond imagination. A chapter may close in fire and ice, but life always finds a new beginning. We exist today, dreaming beneath the stars, because space was left behind by those ancient giants. Let images of wings gliding through morning light, of green shoots rising from ash, and of Earth's quiet vitality carry you gently towards sleep. You are safe in the embrace of a planet that has spent billions of years preparing for your presence tonight. Everything is unfolding in a calm and gentle order. Release the weight of the past and set aside the uncertainties of the future. For now, all you need to do is rest. Let this small flame warm your spirit. Let the slow rhythm of time ease your thoughts. Close your eyes and drift peacefully into sleep, cradled by the vast ocean of stars. We have journeyed together through the golden age of the dinosaur empire and through the terrible moment when the sky itself collapsed in fire and darkness. Tonight, however, we will not speak of annihilation. Tonight, we speak of rebirth. We will witness how life, patient and resilient, crept quietly through the ashes, how the smallest survivors rose to inherit the Earth, and how our blue planet slowly wove for itself a new mantle, more intricate and radiant than ever before. Welcome to the rise of the heirs, life after the dinosaurs, the symphony of ash and fungi. Dear night travelers, imagine the true aftermath of the apocalypse. When the final echoes of the great tyrants fade, the world does not become empty. It becomes unnervingly still. Above the land hangs a veil of nearly 15 trillion tons of soot and dust, sealing the sky and dimming the sun for months on end. In this lightless world, the first rulers of the land were not animals with bones or wings, but fungi. Fungi flourished where death was abundant. They required no sunlight and fed on the vast remains of fallen forests and lifeless bodies. In the fossil record, this moment is marked by a thin but unmistakable layer of fungal spores, a quiet signature of decomposition, patiently clearing the way for renewal. As the dust slowly settled and the first pale light filtered through the sky, another resilient pioneer emerged, ferns. Scientists call this moment the fern spike. Ferns spread rapidly across the scorched earth, greening the land once more, stabilizing the soil, and preparing the foundations for forests yet to come. The rise of flowers and the age of grass. As climate and sunlight gradually returned, the post-dinosaur world blossomed into a revolution of color. Flowering plants, angiosperms, began their great ascent. Though flowers had existed earlier, it was only after the disappearance of massive herbivores that they truly transformed the planet. A profound partnership emerged between flowers and insects, the unseen architects of the modern world. Bees, butterflies, and ants diversified alongside flowering plants, weaving landscapes rich with color, scent, and motion. Equally transformative was the rise of grasslands. Grasses possessed a remarkable gift, the ability to regrow even after being grazed or trampled. This created a stable, renewable food source and reshaped entire continents. Animals adapted in response. Teeth capable of continuous growth evolved in the ancestors of horses and rodents, allowing them to endure the abrasive silica within grasses. The quiet survivors, reptiles and birds. Night travelers, it may surprise you to learn that mammals were not immediately the dominant creatures after the catastrophe. For a time, the Earth belonged to survivors from the ancient reptilian lineages. Turtles proved astonishingly resilient. With flexible diets and slow metabolisms, nearly 80% of turtle species survived, far more than mammals. Crocodiles, protected by semi-aquatic lifestyles and low energy demands, also endured. For a brief chapter in Earth's history, giant snakes and land-dwelling crocodilians reigned as apex predators. And then there were the true heirs of the dinosaurs, birds. In the Paleocene world, some birds grew enormous. Gastornis, a towering flightless bird with a powerful beak, filled ecological roles once held by theropods like Velociraptor. These terror birds strode across ancient landscapes, living reminders that the dinosaur lineage had not vanished, but transformed. From the shadows, the rise of mammals. Night travelers, breathe deeply and sense the soft footsteps of change. For over 160 million years, mammals lived cautiously, small, nocturnal, hidden in burrows. The Chicxulub impact shattered that long night. What remained were small, adaptable survivors, omnivorous, warm-blooded, and resourceful. One such ancestor was Purgatorius, a tiny tree-climbing creature that lived amid the ruins of the world 66 million years ago. From these humble beginnings, mammals rapidly diversified. Within just 10 million years, mammals expanded in size and form. On land, giants emerged. Paraceratherium, a hornless rhinoceros towering like a two-story building, became one of the largest land mammals ever known. The ancestors of horses, elephants, and rhinoceroses spread across open plains. In the skies, bats evolved true flight, reclaiming the air once ruled by pterosaurs. And in the oceans, mammals returned to the water. The ancestors of whales adapted to life at sea, eventually giving rise to giants like Basilosaurus, restoring mammalian dominance to the deep. Whispers from the canopy. The birth of primates. While giants competed on land and sea, a quieter revolution unfolded in the treetops. Around 55 million years ago, primates began to diversify. Life among branches shaped extraordinary traits: forward-facing eyes for depth perception, grasping hands with opposing thumbs, and increasingly complex brains. Consider Darwinius macillae, a small lemur-like creature that lived 47 million years ago. Within such beings lay the early foundations of intelligence, social bonds, and perception. The forest canopy became the cradle of abilities that would one day define humanity, the endless song of life. Dear night travelers, the world after the dinosaurs teaches us a gentle yet powerful truth. Life does not merely replace, it transforms. a chapter closed in fire and darkness. But in that clearing, resilience found its voice. We exist today, able to wonder, to remember, and to dream, because tiny survivors endured in silence 66 million years ago. We are not merely thinking beings. We are the descendants of persistence itself. Night travelers, your breathing is now slow, deep, and calm. Let visions of green shoots rising from ash, of wings catching the first morning light, and of new rulers walking ancient ground guide you into rest. You are held safely in the embrace of Earth, a planet that has spent billions of years preparing for this moment. Everything is unfolding in a quiet, patient order. Release the weight of yesterday. Set aside the uncertainties of tomorrow. Tonight, all you need to do is rest. We have journeyed through the glorious reign of the dinosaurs, witnessed the sky collapse in the fiery crimson of Chicxulub, and watched small, resilient forms of life quietly rise from the ashes. Yet Earth's story does not end beneath the shade of tropical forests. Beyond that warmth lies another chapter, one where deep green wilderness slowly surrendered to the pristine, haunting white of ice. Welcome to Part 4, When the Cold Embraces, the Ice Age Begins. The Symphony of Snow Crystals. Dear night travelers, allow your thoughts to drift along the silken ribbon of time, back into what we call an ice age. In geological terms, an ice age is not a single frozen moment, but a vast span of millions of years during which global temperatures fall and great ice sheets expand across continents, polar regions, and mountain ranges. Many imagine the Ice Age as one endless winter. In truth, it is more like a slow, solemn symphony. Within every major ice age, colder intervals, called glacials, rise and fall, alternating with milder interglacial periods. Ice advances, retreats, and returns again, guided by rhythms far older than humanity. Our planet, in this sense, resembles a patient with an irregular heartbeat. For much of its history, Earth has lived in a greenhouse state, warm even at the poles. At other times, it slips into an icehouse state. And here is a quiet truth. Night travelers, we are still living within one today, the late Cenozoic Ice Age, which began roughly 34 million years ago, when Antarctica chose isolation. Night travelers, listen closely, as the cold begins not with snow, but with shifting stone. Around 34 million years ago, at the boundary between the Eocene and Oligocene epochs, a profound geological change unfolded. Antarctica and South America, once joined as part of Gondwana, finally separated. This opening allowed seawater to flow freely around Antarctica, giving birth to the circum-Antarctic current. Picture a powerful, icy river encircling an entire continent, sealing it off from warm equatorial waters. Antarctica was suddenly isolated within a relentless ring of cold. Forests that once flourished there vanished, replaced by expanding ice sheets. This moment marked the first decisive step away from the warm world of the dinosaurs and toward an age of ice, the architects of cold, mountains, and sealed seas. As time passed, the slow hands of plate tectonics continued their work. About 10 million years ago, colossal mountain systems, the Himalayas and the Tibetan Plateau, rose skyward as India collided with Eurasia. These rising peaks became silent architects of cooling. Fresh rock exposed to air and rain absorbed vast amounts of carbon dioxide through chemical weathering, gradually weakening the greenhouse effect. Snow and ice accumulating at high altitudes reflected sunlight back into space, amplifying the cooling through the albedo effect. Then, around 3 million years ago, another transformation reshaped the planet, the formation of the Isthmus of Panama. When North and South America joined, warm ocean currents were redirected. Moisture flowed northward, snowfall intensified, and massive ice sheets began to form in the northern hemisphere. By 2.58 million years ago, The Quaternary period had begun, ushering in what most of us simply call the Ice Age. The Milankovitch cycle, the quiet dance of the cosmos. Night travelers, breathe slowly and feel the pulse of the universe itself. The advance and retreat of ice is guided not only by Earth, but by subtle celestial motions known as the Milankovitch cycles. 3 movements shape this cosmic rhythm. Eccentricity, the slow change in Earth's orbital shape over roughly 100,000 years. Obliquity, the gentle shift in Earth's axial tilt over 41,000 years. Precession, a slow wobble in Earth's axis over about 21,000 years. When these cycles align so that summers in the northern hemisphere are too cool to melt winter snow, ice accumulates. Layer by layer, snow compresses into ice, and vast glaciers begin their long advance across the continents. The albedo loop, when ice feeds the cold. As ice spreads, it awakens a powerful feedback loop. Snow and ice reflect most of the sun's energy back into space, while dark oceans absorb heat. The more ice there is, the colder the planet becomes, and the more ice continues to form. At the height of the last glacial maximum, between 20,000 and 26,000 years ago, ice covered nearly a quarter of Earth's land. Sheets of ice, several kilometers thick, pressed down on North America and Europe. Sea levels fell by up to 125 meters, exposing vast land bridges. One of these, the Bering Land Bridge, linked Siberia and Alaska, allowing animals and early humans to migrate across continents, quietly reshaping the story of life. Giants of the White World. Night travelers, imagine a world without forests, a vast frozen grassland known as the Mammoth Steppe. Cold and dry, yet rich in grasses, it became the stage for a new cast of giants. Woolly mammoths, cloaked in thick fur and armed with sweeping tusks, roamed these plains in great herds. Alongside them walked woolly rhinoceroses, steppe bison, and formidable predators such as saber-toothed cats. This was a cold Serengeti, a world where size, insulation, and endurance meant survival. Snowball Earth, a frozen planet. Entirely. But even this age of ice pales beside an older, more haunting memory. Around 650 million years ago, during the Cryogenian period, Earth entered a state known as Snowball Earth. Global temperatures plunged. Ice reached the equator. Oceans froze beneath kilometers of ice. Life survived only in fragile refuges, near hydrothermal vents, or within cracks in the frozen sea. For millions of years, the planet lay silent. Only the slow release of carbon dioxide from volcanic eruptions eventually broke the ice. When the thaw came, it may have ignited the rise of complex multicellular life, transforming catastrophe into opportunity. Night travelers, your breathing is now slow, deep, and steady. You have traveled far tonight, from Antarctic currents to orbital rhythms, from mammoths to frozen seas. The Ice Age is not merely a story of cold and loss, but a testament to endurance. It reminds us that Earth is always changing, and within every extreme, life quietly prepares its return. Let that knowledge settle gently with you as the night deepens. Whispers from the leaves, the emergence of primates. We have journeyed together through the golden age of the dinosaur empire, stood witness as the sky collapsed in the fiery crimson of Chicxulub, and watched our blue planet patiently weave a new cloak from the ashes. Now we leave behind the thunder of extinction and the footsteps of flesh and blood giants. Tonight, we listen instead for quieter sounds, subtle movements, gentle rustlings born beneath towering canopies of green. Welcome, night travelers, to Whispers from the Leaves, the Emergence of Primates. Tiny survivors in hellfire. Dear night travelers, let your thoughts drift along the silken ribbon of time, back to an hour when the world itself seemed to have ended. 66 million years ago, when the Chicxulub asteroid struck the Gulf of Mexico, a fireball brighter than 1,000,000 suns tore across the sky. Everything within thousands of miles was incinerated, and the future of life appeared to fade into a cold, colorless gray. Yet while the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex fell and the long-necked Alamosaurus vanished into dust, a small and unassuming creature survived, hidden deep within underground hollows. Its name was Purgatorius, the most distant known ancestor of primates, and ultimately of ourselves. Picture a creature no larger than a mouse, its soft fur offering warmth through the long, dark winters. It survived not through strength or dominance, but through quiet adaptability. While giants starved, unable to find enough food to sustain their immense bodies, Purgatorius endured on seeds, fungi, and what little could be found in the darkness. From those faint, cautious footsteps among the ashes of catastrophe, a new lineage of intelligence began to stir. The revolution in the treetops. Time passed. Dust settled. Sunlight returned. As the Cretaceous gave way to the Paleocene and then the Eocene, Earth transformed once more into a humid, tropical world. Vast broadleaf forests spread across the land, and flowering plants flourished, opening countless new ecological opportunities. Around 55 million years ago, a group of mammals made a decisive choice. They left the dangers of the forest floor and ventured upward, into the treetops. This was the dawn of true primates, creatures such as Altialacius, spreading across the northern hemisphere. Night travelers. Have you ever wondered why our hands are so skillful? Why our eyes face forward? The answer lies high above the ground. Life in the canopy demanded movement through a three-dimensional world, leaping from branch to branch, judging distances with life or death precision. To survive, nature offered primates two remarkable gifts: stereoscopic vision. Their eyes gradually moved to the front of the face. Though this reduced wide peripheral awareness, it granted depth perception, binocular vision, allowing precise judgment of distance amid the foliage. Opposable thumbs. Claws once suited for digging evolved into flat nails, and thumbs capable of opposing the fingers emerged. With this, primates could grasp branches securely and manipulate food with extraordinary delicacy. High in the trees, food was abundant: flowers, sweet fruits, tender leaves. And as diets grew richer, so too did the mind. Intelligence began to bloom, mapping food sources and interpreting a complex visual world. Social whispers, a life in community. Night travelers, breathe slowly now, and listen to the hush of the ancient jungle. In the world of primates, survival was no longer an individual endeavor. Around 45 million years ago, the first true monkeys appeared in Asia, forming groups that ranged from a handful of individuals to entire communities. Life in groups offered protection, cooperation, and shared knowledge. Within these early societies, behaviors strikingly familiar to us emerged. Devoted parental care. Primates typically gave birth to a single offspring. Mothers invested immense time and energy in nurturing, protecting, and teaching their young, allowing brains to grow larger and social skills more refined. Communication and intelligence. To maintain harmony, primates developed subtle vocalizations and gestures. Species such as Egyptopithecus, weighing 6 to 7 kilograms, likely possessed larger brains, reflecting a growing capacity for social understanding. The primate world became a quiet symphony, calls echoing through leaves, food shared, relationships observed and remembered. Cooperation, not dominance, became a powerful tool for survival. Overcoming harshness, from jungle to steppe. But night travelers, this ascent was not without hardship. Around 34 million years ago, Earth entered a profound cooling phase. Antarctica became isolated by cold ocean currents, ice sheets expanded, and climates grew drier. Dense forests, the primate's sanctuary, began to retreat, replaced by open grasslands and savannas. Faced with this upheaval, primates made another pivotal choice. They descended to the ground. On the savanna, visibility meant survival. To see above tall grasses and detect distant threats, our ancestors began to stand upright. This shift to walking on two legs did more than elevate the gaze. It freed the hands. Hands now carried food, shaped tools, and strengthened social bonds. Under relentless environmental pressure, a new kind of primate was forged, one that adapted not only to change, but learned to reshape the world itself. The miracle of life, we are not alone. Dear night travelers, the story of primates is a testament to life's quiet persistence. From a tiny creature sheltering in darkness 66 million years ago, to agile leaps through Eocene canopies, to the first upright steps across the savanna, life has always found a narrow path forward. Every part of you at rest tonight, the hand beneath your head, the half-closed eyes, carries this ancient inheritance. We are children of the forest, shaped by leaves and branches, bearing the dexterity of primates and the resilience of survivors. Let this knowledge settle gently with you now, like a whisper among the leaves. Night travelers, your breath is now slow, deep, and steady. Let images of lush green forests, of skillful hands reaching gently through the branches, and of life's quiet rhythm unfolding over millions of years carry you toward rest. You are held within the calm embrace of Earth, a planet that has spent billions of years preparing for your presence in this very moment. Everything is moving in a perfect, gentle order. There is no need to carry the upheavals of the past, nor the uncertainties of what lies ahead. Tonight, your only task is to rest. We have journeyed through the firestorm of falling meteorites, endured the long winter of devastation, and witnessed the first green shoots rising from ash and silence. Now we arrive at the moment when the world begins to find its own voice and its first glimmers of wisdom. Welcome, night travelers, to the vertical steps, the rise of humanity. Legacy from the ruins. Dear night travelers, the story of human ascent does not begin with temples or cities, but in the haunting stillness that followed the Chicxulub catastrophe 66 million years ago. As the final tyrants of the dinosaur age slipped into extinction, it seemed as though a magnificent chapter had closed forever. Yet it was in that darkness that the true heirs quietly emerged. They were small, cautious, mouse-like creatures, shaped by millions of years spent hiding underground, evading the teeth and shadows of giants. They possessed no great strength, no armor or claws, but they carried an unmatched gift: adaptability. Omnivorous and resourceful, they survived on fungi, seeds, and carrion beneath a sunless sky. Among them walked Purgatorius, our distant ancestor, moving silently through the ruins of a shattered world, unknowingly laying the foundation for a new reign. Whispers in the leaves. As centuries turned to millennia, Earth slowly healed. Forests returned, and these humble survivors ventured upward, into a new realm of light and leaves. Imagine Ida, Darwinius macillae, a small primate who lived 47 million years ago in what is now Germany. Her wide, curious eyes reflected a world newly rediscovered, and within her veins flowed genetic blueprints that would one day give rise to monkeys, apes, and eventually, to us. Life among the branches refined delicate hands with opposing thumbs, perfect for grasping and shaping. Eyes moved forward, granting depth and precision, essential for leaps where a single misjudgment meant death. From these quiet demands of survival, intelligence was patiently woven into the fabric of life. Standing upright. When the step calls. Night travelers, let your thoughts drift to East Africa several million years ago. The earth shifted once more, lifting mountains and opening the Great Rift Valley. These rising barriers altered wind patterns, drying the land and transforming dense forests into wide, open savannas. This was a turning point, Forced from the safety of the trees, our ancestors stepped into a world of tall grasses and unseen danger. Amid predators such as saber-toothed cats, they made a decisive, irreversible choice. They stood upright. This was more than an anatomical change. It was liberation. Standing tall allowed them to see farther, to travel greater distances with less effort, and most importantly, to free their hands. Those hands shaped tools, carried food, and strengthened social bonds. The ancient footprints of Homo erectus, preserved in sediment for 1.5 million years, still whisper of a primate species bold enough to challenge fate itself. The miracle of intelligence and fire. Night travelers, as you rest, feel the quiet marvel of your own mind guiding you into dreams. Within your DNA lie regions known as human accelerator regions, small segments that evolved at astonishing speed, enabling the human brain to quadruple in size within just 3 million years. This growth unfolded in stages, each shaped by environmental turmoil and volcanic unrest. From instability and fire, consciousness awakened. We are not merely thinkers, we are beings forged through upheaval. And then, we mastered fire. Fire chased away darkness and cold, transformed raw food into nourishment rich with energy, and fueled the expansion of our growing brains. With fire and the first stone tools, appearing around 2.5 million years ago, we began to alter our place in the food chain. Slowly, the hunted became the shapers of destiny. The Great Journey out of Africa. In the hush of this night, imagine a small group, perhaps 200 souls, standing by the Red Sea 70,000 years ago. Descendants of the woman we call mitochondrial Eve, they stepped forward guided by curiosity, courage, and the instinct to survive. They crossed mountain ranges that once lay beneath ancient oceans. They traversed the Bering Land Bridge, reaching the Americas. With every step, they carried not only their bodies, but stories, language, and imagination, threading culture across the continents of the world. The new king of the Anthropocene. Dear night travelers, our journey has been long. From fragile creatures living in the shadow of giants, we have become a force capable of reshaping the planet itself. Since the agricultural revolution, beginning around 10,000 BC, humanity has altered Earth faster than any natural force before it. We have raised cities toward the sky, sent machines beyond the planet, and forged tools powerful enough to destroy what we cherish. This is the Anthropocene, an age defined by our imprint on the living world. Yet with this power comes responsibility. The fall of the dinosaurs reminds us that no reign is eternal. Earth is resilient, but it is also alive, and history teaches humility to those who forget that truth. Unique in the ocean of stars. As your body softens into rest, consider this quiet question. Why are we here, on this world, and nowhere else? In a universe filled with billions of galaxies, Earth remains the only known sanctuary where life has blossomed into awareness. Your presence tonight is the outcome of countless delicate balances. A perfect distance from the sun, a magnetic shield guarding the atmosphere, a giant neighbor, Jupiter, deflecting wandering asteroids, and a faithful moon stabilizing Earth's gentle tilt. Night travelers, your breath is now slow, deep, and steady. You are not alone in time. You are the meeting point of 4.54 billion years of history. Every atom within you was born in the heart of ancient stars. Every breath you take is a gift from microorganisms that filled the skies with oxygen long before memory began. The Earth has spent all its time preparing for this moment. For you. Everything unfolds in calm and gentle order. Release the mysteries of yesterday and the uncertainties of tomorrow. Feel the fading warmth of a dying campfire, glowing softly like memories from a distant past. Let your awareness become a small candle, steady and kind, flickering in the vast ocean of the cosmos. That candle knows how to love. It knows how to dream, and now it knows how to rest. Close your eyes. The earth is holding you. The stars are watching. Drift gently into the profound stillness of the night. Tonight, the flame within our hearts is lit once more, casting a soft golden glow into the stillness of the night. I invite you to gently adjust your pillow. Draw the blanket closer to your chest. Allow your shoulders to loosen, and feel warmth slowly spreading from your heart to your fingertips. Take a deep breath and release it slowly, like the steady ancient heartbeat of the earth itself. Together, we will drift back through time, 66 million years, toward the moment when the curtain quietly fell on a mighty dynasty, and the silent yet enduring ascent of our own kind began. Dear night travelers, as we sit beneath this vast canopy of stars, it is difficult to imagine that our blue planet has endured 5 catastrophic mass extinctions, moments when 75 to 90% of all living species vanished in what felt like an instant. Yet extinction is not merely an ending. It is a turning of fate's knot, a reshuffling of life's order, clearing the stage of old rulers and allowing new forms to rise from obscurity. Around 66 million years ago, the dinosaurs stood at the peak of their dominance, even as the foundations beneath them grew fragile. In what is now India, the Deccan traps erupted violently, releasing immense volumes of greenhouse gases. The climate lurched between extremes, searing heat followed by bitter cold, as sulfur-rich dust veiled the sun. Then, on a single fateful morning, destruction arrived from the depths of space. An asteroid named Chicxulub, nearly the size of Mount Everest, entered Earth's atmosphere at unimaginable speed. It blazed brighter than 1 million suns before striking the shallow waters of the Gulf of Mexico, unleashing energy equal to 10 billion Hiroshima bombs. Giants such as Alamosaurus had no time to feel pain. They were reduced to dust in an instant. The Earth rang like a struck bell, shaken by an earthquake of unimaginable force. Volcanoes awakened, and a colossal tsunami surged hundreds of meters high, sweeping far inland. Yet the most devastating chapter followed in near silence, the long, dark, impact winter. Dust and sulfurous gases cloaked the atmosphere, blocking sunlight for months. Global temperatures plunged by nearly 28 degrees Celsius. Photosynthesis ceased. Plants withered. Entire food chains collapsed. The massive bodies of dinosaurs, demanding vast amounts of energy, could not endure this prolonged famine. The era of giants quietly came to an end. But remember, night travelers, death is never the final word. As the dust slowly settled, the post-dinosaur world fell into an eerie stillness. The first life to reclaim the land was not an animal with bones, but fungi, thriving on the great decomposition of fallen plants and animals. Soon after came the fern spike, as resilient ferns carpeted the scarred earth, preparing the soil for forests yet to return. And in that harsh, ash-filled world, a tiny creature named Purgatorius endured. Hiding deep within burrows, feeding on seeds and carrion, this small mammal, an early ancestor of humankind, survived where giants could not. Millions of years passed. Mammals slowly emerged from the shadows, diversifying and growing in size. Some ventured upward into the realm of the forest canopy. Life among the branches shaped dexterous hands with opposing thumbs and forward-facing eyes, capable of judging distance with precision, abilities you still carry within you tonight. Then, around 34 million years ago, as Antarctica became isolated by cold ocean currents, a new transformation began. The Ice Age took hold. The world grew colder and drier. Forests retreated, replaced by vast savannas and open grasslands. In this unforgiving landscape, our ancestors made their most profound evolutionary choice. They stood upright. Walking on 2 legs allowed them to see above the tall grasses, to spot danger lurking in the form of saber-toothed predators, and to travel farther with less effort. Most importantly, it freed their hands to shape tools, to carry food, and eventually, to master fire. Within our genes, scientists have discovered human accelerator regions, small sequences that evolved at remarkable speed, enabling the human brain to expand fourfold in just 3 million years. Pressured by fire, ash, and ice, consciousness awakened. We are not merely thinking beings, we are children forged by upheaval itself. Dear night travelers, this long story teaches us humility. Dinosaurs ruled the Earth for 160 million years, yet even they gave way to smaller, more adaptable lives. Though their colossal forms vanished, their legacy still surrounds us. Every bird song you hear is an echo of the theropod dinosaurs, creatures who exchanged mass for the freedom of wings. We, Homo sapiens, appearing only 300,000 years ago, now stand as the planet's most influential species. We live in the Anthropocene, an age in which human actions shape the biosphere itself. With this role comes great responsibility. As you gaze at this small flame, remember, you are the meeting point of 4.54 billion years of history. Every atom in your body was forged in the heart of ancient, exploding stars. Every breath you take tonight is a gift from microorganisms that patiently filled the atmosphere with oxygen long before memory began. The Earth is a vast cradle, one that is quietly prepared for your presence this very night. Release the mysteries of the past and the uncertainties of the future. Everything is unfolding in a gentle, timeless order. Feel the warmth of the fading flame, glowing like embers of distant memory. Close your eyes, night travelers. The Earth is holding you, and the stars, those ancient blacksmiths of life, are keeping watch over your dreams. Drift now into the profound stillness of the night. Are you still there, night travelers? Perhaps you have already drifted into sleep, and if not, let us continue together. The fire is lit once more, its soft golden light returning to the quiet night. Adjust your pillow, draw the blanket close, allow your shoulders to melt away. Breathe in and out with the deep, unhurried rhythm of the ancient earth. Now, we begin another journey into a chapter both cold and luminous, the Ice Age. Welcome to the story, when Antarctica chose to stand alone, the beginning of the cold, the symphony of change. Dear night travelers, to understand the origins of Earth's great cold, we must first remember that our planet is never still. Across its long history, Earth has shifted between warm greenhouse states and frigid icehouse phases. For most of its 4.5 billion years, even the poles knew no permanent ice. Yet from time to time, the music of the climate changes key. The world you inhabit today still rests within a major ice age, the late Cenozoic Ice Age, which began around 34 million years ago. To understand its birth, we must return to a pivotal boundary in time, the transition from the Eocene to the Oligocene, when lush rainforests slowly surrendered to the quiet rule of snow. Antarctica, from green paradise to icy realm. Close your eyes and imagine Antarctica 35 million years ago. There are no endless ice sheets, no screaming winds. Instead, dense forests spread across the land. Warm air carries the scent of leaves and damp soil. Life flourishes in what seems like a forgotten paradise. This warmth was no accident. Antarctica was still joined to South America and Australia, the final fragments of the ancient supercontinent Gondwana. Warm equatorial currents flowed freely southward, wrapping the polar land in gentle heat. But night travelers, continents are restless dancers upon the Earth's mantle, and a great separation was about to begin, the birth of the solitary current. Around 34 million years ago, tectonic forces pulled Antarctica away from South America. A new ocean passage opened, and from it emerged a powerful force, the circumantarctic current. In this moment, Antarctica chose solitude. The current began to encircle the continent in an unbroken loop, forming a cold, relentless barrier. Warm equatorial waters could no longer reach the southern land. Deprived of its heat, Antarctica cooled rapidly. Forests withered. Snow fell and did not melt. Over time, layer upon layer compressed into vast ice sheets that spread across the continent. Antarctica became Earth's eternal cold vault, and with that transformation, the long ice age truly began. The architects of the cold, from Earth's depths to the distant sky. Yet night travelers, Antarctica's isolation was only one movement in a far greater symphony. To draw the entire planet into an ice age required a rare alignment of forces, stretching from the restless heart of the Earth to the silent mechanics of the cosmos above. The rise of the great mountains. Around 10 million years ago, immense continental collisions reshaped the face of the planet. Majestic mountain ranges, the Himalayas, the Alps, the Carpathians, were thrust skyward, piercing the clouds like slow-moving monuments of stone. These mountains did more than redirect winds and sculpt weather patterns. They became quiet custodians of the atmosphere. As fresh rock was exposed and lifted into thinner air, chemical weathering intensified. Rain and snow washed over these new surfaces, binding with minerals and drawing vast quantities of carbon dioxide from the sky. As CO2, the planet's most effective heat-retaining gas, slowly diminished, Earth began to lose its thermal blanket. The greenhouse effect weakened. The planet exhaled warmth, and a long, gradual cooling took hold. Panama, the final lock in the icy chain. The final piece fell into place approximately 2.6 million years ago. Deep beneath the oceans, tectonic forces quietly completed their work. The Isthmus of Panama rose, sealing the tropical connection between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. This narrow strip of land reshaped the planet's circulation system. Warm currents, once free to wander, were redirected northward. Moisture-laden waters, such as the Gulf Stream, fed heavy snowfall across the northern hemisphere. Over time, snow no longer melted away. Ice accumulated, thickened, and spread. With this shift, the Quaternary period began, ushering the world into the Ice Age, as it is most often remembered. The albedo effect, ice's silent snare. Night travelers, take a slow breath and feel the steady pulse of natural law. As ice crept outward from the poles, it triggered a subtle yet powerful trap known as the albedo effect. Snow and ice, radiant in their whiteness, reflect between 70 and 85% of incoming sunlight back into space. Dark oceans, by contrast, absorb up to 94% of that same energy. The result is a self-reinforcing cycle. More ice leads to more reflection. More reflection leads to colder temperatures. Colder temperatures create yet more ice. This is a positive feedback loop, a spiral that, without counterbalancing forces, could turn Earth into a pale, frozen sphere. At the height of the last glacial maximum, around 26,000 years ago, ice blanketed nearly a quarter of the planet's land surface. Sea levels fell by as much as 125 meters, exposing lands long hidden beneath the oceans, the dance of the stars, and the breathing of ice. Dear night travelers, even beneath the weight of ice, the planet never stopped breathing. The Ice Age was not a single, unbroken freeze. It unfolded as a rhythm, a slow alternation between bitter glacial periods and gentler interglacial warmth. This rhythm was guided not by Earth alone, but by a celestial dance known as the Milankovitch cycles. Eccentricity. Over roughly 100,000 years, Earth's orbit shifts from near circular to gently elliptical. Axial tilt. Every 41,000 years, the tilt of Earth's axis changes, altering the strength of the seasons. Precession. Like a spinning top, Earth's axis wobbles over a 21,000-year cycle, subtly changing the timing of the seasons. When these cycles align to weaken summer warmth in the northern hemisphere, winter snow fails to melt. Ice accumulates, and a new glacial advance begins. Tonight, night travelers, we live within a warm interglacial chapter, the Holocene, which began approximately 11,700 years ago. It is a brief pause, a quiet breath between colder verses, a planet forged by ice. The story of the cold reminds us that Earth is both resilient and volatile. Antarctica's solitude was not a tragedy, but an inevitable step in the planet's long rebalancing. The Ice Age shaped modern life. As sea levels fell, land bridges emerged, allowing animals and our own ancestors to migrate across continents. Under relentless pressure, mammoths grew thick coats, and humans learned to adapt, to travel, and to endure. It was a time of renewal through hardship, when the biological playing field was reshuffled, favoring the most resilient. Your breath is now slow, deep, and steady. You have traveled far tonight, from the green forests of ancient Antarctica to the vast, silent ice sheets of a frozen world. Remember this: within you lives the endurance of countless generations who survived fire, darkness, and cold to bring you here. Night travelers, our journey continues. Ahead lie dusty skies, arid grasslands, and a time when Earth nearly froze itself into stillness. Welcome to the next chapter. The world in the shackles of ice, climate, and environment. The beginning of extreme cold. Dear night travelers, let your thoughts drift back along the silken thread of time to around 26,500 years ago, the era scientists call the last glacial maximum. Imagine standing in the heart of Europe or North America, no fields, no cities, only an endless white curtain stretching to the horizon. The global temperature was just 6 degrees Celsius cooler than today, yet that small difference was enough to transform the entire planet. Ice sheets, 3 to 4 kilometers thick, pressed down upon the land, bending Earth's crust beneath their immense weight. Nearly a quarter of the planet's surface lay frozen. As water became locked within ice, sea levels fell dramatically. Continental shelves emerged, forming vast land bridges. These frozen pathways allowed animals, and early humans, to cross between worlds that are now separated by oceans. The atmosphere of dust and wind. Night travelers, feel the air around you. The Ice Age world was not only cold, but profoundly dry. Ice-covered surfaces limited evaporation, starving the atmosphere of moisture. Forests retreated. Winds swept unhindered across open plains, lifting dust into the sky. Fine particles hung in the air, forming pale veils of icy haze. Sunsets burned deep red, their light scattering through dust and frost alike. Across the northern hemisphere, a unique ecosystem emerged, the Mammoth Steppe. Cold, dry, yet astonishingly fertile, it supported resilient grasses and shrubs, enough to sustain vast herds of grazing giants. A global, cold Serengeti, thriving beneath the silence of ice. The cruel loop of reflection. Night travelers, breathe gently, and consider why the cold endured for so long. Once again, the answer lies in the albedo effect. Dark oceans drank in warmth. White ice sent it back to space. Cooling bred ice. Ice bred further cooling. Climate models show that if ice spreads to latitudes near 30 degrees, regions like present-day Texas or Egypt, the planet can tip beyond recovery, sending ice racing toward the equator. And once, long ago, it did. Around 650 million years ago, Earth became a true snowball Earth. Temperatures plunged to nearly minus 50 degrees Celsius. Oceans froze beneath kilometers of ice. Life survived only in fragile refuges, near volcanic heat vents, in cracks beneath the frozen seas. Yet even then, life endured. And tonight, night travelers, You are living proof of that resilience. Celestial dancers, the Milankovitch cycle. But why does the cold arrive and retreat with such steady regularity? Dear night travelers, the answer does not lie beneath our feet, but far above us, in the silent geometry of the night sky. It is written in the Milankovitch cycle, the slow, predictable variations in Earth's orbit and the tilt of its axis as it journeys around the sun. Our planet performs a delicate, timeless dance in space. Eccentricity. Over a cycle of roughly 100,000 years, Earth's orbit gently shifts from nearly circular to slightly elliptical. Axial tilt. Every 41,000 years, the angle of Earth's tilt subtly changes, altering the strength and contrast of the seasons. Precession. Like a spinning top, Earth's axis wobbles over a period of about 21,000 years, adjusting the timing of the seasons. When these celestial rhythms align in such a way that summers in the northern hemisphere are too cool to melt the previous winter's snow, ice begins to accumulate. Year after year, frost advances, spreading slowly across the continents. The ice age we live within is not a single frozen era, but a long sequence of glacial and interglacial periods, cold pulses followed by brief moments of warmth, repeating across deep time. A harsh comparison with the world today. Night travelers, feel the warmth of the fire beside you, and turn your gaze to the present. Today's world stands in stark contrast to the Ice Age, yet it is no less unsettling. Where once low concentrations of greenhouse gases allowed the planet to freeze, humanity has now pushed the balance in the opposite direction. Since the Industrial Revolution, carbon dioxide has been released into the atmosphere at a rate unseen for tens of millions of years. Current CO2 concentrations exceed 400 parts per million, around 35% higher than at any other point in human history. We are now witnessing a positive feedback loop in reverse. Instead of ice spreading cold, rising temperatures melt polar ice sheets. As the ice retreats, darker land and ocean surfaces are exposed. These surfaces absorb more heat, accelerating the warming process even further. Another danger lies hidden beneath the frozen ground. During the Ice Age, vast layers of permafrost locked away billions of tons of organic material. As this permafrost thaws, bacteria begin to break it down, releasing methane, a greenhouse gas far more potent than carbon dioxide. This process threatens to trigger a climate spiral capable of intensifying disasters within mere decades. If the Ice Age taught us about life's resilience in the face of cold, today's warming reminds us of the biosphere's fragility when temperatures change too quickly. Past ice ages unfolded over tens of thousands of years, allowing species time to adapt or migrate. The changes we now face are occurring at a pace that far exceeds the natural limits of adaptation for many forms of life. Night travelers, whether in fire or in ice, life always seeks a narrow path forward. During the Ice Age, when giants vanished from the land, our ancestors endured through ingenuity, cooperation, and the quiet flame of intellect. We learned to clothe ourselves, to hunt, and to turn the cold into an ally. The Ice Age was not merely a time of hardship, it was one of Earth's great turning points, reshaping ecosystems, sharpening the human mind, and laying the groundwork for the first civilizations. Let us now journey back tens of thousands of years to a planet bound in ice and meet the greatest giants ever to walk the frozen plains. Welcome to the story, The Giants of the Sapkana, a love song between saber-toothed tigers and mammoths. Mammoth Sapkana, a global frozen Serengeti. Dear night travelers, let your thoughts drift gently backward, along the silken ribbon of time, to around 35,000 years ago. Earth stood deep within the grip of the last ice age. Immense ice sheets, 3 to 4 kilometers thick, covered much of North America and Europe. Sea levels fell by as much as 125 meters, exposing lands long hidden beneath the waves. Yet do not imagine a world of endless ice alone. Beyond the permafrost lay a vast and vibrant realm, the mammoth steppe. This ecosystem, unique in Earth's history, was cold and dry, yet extraordinarily rich in nutrients. Dense forests gave way to sweeping grasslands stretching from Central Europe, across Siberia, and into North America. Under sunsets stained deep red by dust and frost, this land resembled a global, cold Serengeti. It was not a place for the small or the fragile. This was the stage of giants, where evolution tested strength and endurance to their limits. Mammoths, moving mountains of ice and snow. Night travelers, take a slow breath and picture one of the most iconic beings of the Ice Age, the woolly mammoth. An adult mammoth could weigh up to 6 tons, crowned with tusks reaching 2.5 meters in length, sweeping outward in proud arcs. Nature had prepared them well for the cold. A dense double-layered coat shielded their bodies, soft insulating underfur beneath long, coarse outer hair that brushed away snow and ice. Beneath their skin lay a thick layer of fat, conserving energy and protecting vital organs from freezing. To sustain such a massive body, a mammoth needed to consume up to 200 kilograms of grass each day. They roamed the plains in constant motion, using their tusks like natural plows to clear snow and reach the frozen vegetation below. Fossil evidence shows that mammoths lived in large, social herds. Together, they protected their young and reshaped the landscape itself. Their trampling compacted snow, helping grasses grow, while their waste enriched the soil. They were not merely inhabitants of the steppe, they were its architects. Saber-toothed tiger, the assassin in the shadows. But night travelers, where great herds wander, predators are never far away. The most fearsome of these was the saber-toothed cat, most famously, Smilodon. Though not an ancestor of modern tigers, Smilodon possessed power and ferocity unmatched by today's big cats. Its signature feature was unmistakable: a pair of curved fangs, each up to 20 centimeters long. These were not decorative weapons, but precise tools designed to end the struggle of massive prey. Unlike modern cats that rely on speed and pursuit, Smilodon was a close-range hunter. Its body was heavily muscled, its forelimbs exceptionally strong. When it struck, Smilodon launched itself from cover, using its powerful front legs to wrestle prey to the ground. Once immobilized, it opened its jaws to an extraordinary angle, up to 120 degrees, and delivered a single, lethal bite to the throat or neck. Blood vessels and windpipe were severed. Death came swiftly. Their prey included ancient horses, bison, and on rare occasions, young or weakened mammoths. The Battle of Giants. Night travelers, rest your thoughts. And imagine a frozen plain bathed in moonlight. Mammoths relied on sheer size and formidable tusks. Saber-toothed cats relied on precision, strength, and teamwork. Even so, scientists believe that a healthy adult mammoth was rarely attacked unless injured or isolated. The Ice Age world was crowded with other formidable hunters: cave lions stalking reindeer, massive cave bears defending their territory, and persistent Ice Age wolves capable of tracking prey across vast distances. It was a complex and perfectly balanced web of life, each creature a necessary note in a vast, ancient symphony of survival and extinction, the rise of humankind and the end of the dynasty. Night travelers, our journey now enters a chapter both painful and profound. Around 45,000 years ago, a new presence spread across Europe and North America, our own ancestors, Homo sapiens. They were small, fragile beings when measured against mammoths or saber-toothed tigers. Yet they carried something the frozen plains had never encountered before: collective intelligence, guided by language and strengthened by fire. Humans hunted mammoths not only for meat, but for survival itself. Their fatty flesh and thick blubber sustained tribes through temperatures plunging to -45 degrees Celsius, warming bodies and fueling flames in the long polar nights. the cut marks etched into fossilized bones, and the vivid cave paintings of Lascaux quietly testify that these giants had entered the human imagination and the human hunt. Then, about 12,000 years ago, the Ice Age began to loosen its grip. Temperatures rose, ice sheets retreated, sea levels climbed, and rainfall increased. The vast mammoth grasslands slowly gave way to dense forests, an unfamiliar world where the giants could no longer thrive. Climate change, combined with the relentless pressure of human hunting, delivered what history would remember as the fateful blow. Mammoths withdrew to the farthest edges of the world, surviving for a time on isolated Siberian islands before vanishing entirely around 3,700 years ago. Saber-toothed tigers, too specialized to adapt once large prey disappeared, followed them into extinction. An ancient dynasty ended. A new world emerged, one shaped and ruled by us. Comment: the scars of time. Dear night travelers, the Ice Age was not merely an era of cold and death. It was one of Earth's great renewals, a vast resetting of life itself. Mammoths and saber-toothed tigers never truly vanished. They remain locked within the permafrost, preserved in frozen soil, etched into fossilized bones, and echoed in the DNA of their living relatives, such as the African elephant. They remind us of a world that was once untamed, magnificent, and humbling in its scale. A world that shaped us by testing us. You have heard of mammoths and saber-toothed tigers, the crowned kings of the Ice Age. But night travelers, have you ever wondered how we, fragile and exposed, survived such a brutal world? Welcome to the story. Primal footsteps in the white snow, how humanity survived. Dear night travelers, close your eyes and drift back to 26,500 years ago, a time scientists call the last glacial maximum. From space, Earth no longer appeared blue. It was a dark, gray sphere, wrapped in ice and silence. Global temperatures had fallen by about 6 degrees Celsius compared to today. Though the number seems small, its impact was immense. Ice sheets 3 to 4 kilometers thick expanded from the Arctic Circle deep into Europe and across North America. Nearly a quarter of Earth's land lay frozen beneath permafrost. With vast amounts of water locked in ice, sea levels dropped by as much as 125 meters, exposing continental shelves and ancient land bridges. The air was dry and restless. Winds swept dust into the atmosphere, painting the sky with deep crimson sunsets reflected off frozen ground. In that vast silence, listen closely. Do you hear the crunch of snow? Those were the first footsteps of the bravest travelers, our ancestors. To understand how humans endured such cold, we must journey even deeper into time, back 66 million years. When the Chicxulub asteroid erased the age of dinosaurs, a small creature called Purgatorius survived by hiding deep underground. No larger than a mouse, covered in soft insulating fur, it was one of the earliest ancestors of primates, and of us. It endured the long impact winter, not through strength, but through flexibility. An omnivore, it fed on seeds, fungi, and carrion in near total darkness. Over millions of years, its descendants climbed into the forest canopy, where grasping hands with opposing thumbs and keen three-dimensional vision evolved, tools for life among branches. Then, several million years ago, forests in East Africa began to shrink. Our ancestors made a defining choice. They stepped down from the trees and stood upright on 2 legs. This posture freed their hands, not only to craft tools, but eventually to master fire, the force that would challenge the Ice Age itself. Night travelers, follow me now into a deep cave in what is today Lascaux, southern France. Torchlight flickers against stone walls, revealing bison, wild horses, and massive cave lions, painted some 17,000 years ago. These caves were more than shelters. They were sanctuaries, places to remember hunts, mourn losses, and seek meaning. Life in the Ice Age was unforgiving, yet here, humanity created art. These paintings speak of minds capable of reflection, imagination, and reverence for a world both beautiful and lethal. As ice blanketed the north, humans adapted. They wore thick furs, built shelters along the edges of glaciers, and followed the great animals across frozen plains. Night travelers, take a deep breath and imagine a confrontation beneath falling snow. The mammoth, 6 tons of muscle and fur, tusks stretching 2.5 meters, was a walking mountain. One successful hunt could sustain an entire tribe for weeks. Its blubber warmed bodies, fueled fires, and meant survival. Humans did not defeat such giants through strength alone. They relied on cooperation. Flint-tipped spears, careful planning, and the use of natural traps turned intelligence into a weapon. They also faced another deadly rival, the saber-toothed tiger, armed with 20-centimeter fangs capable of ending life in a single strike. But humanity had found an ally. Wolves, resilient, observant, loyal, were slowly welcomed into human camps, becoming the first dogs, guardians, and partners in survival. Why did we endure while nearly 75% of large mammals disappeared? The answer rests within your own mind. Scientists have identified regions of our DNA called human accelerator regions, which evolved at astonishing speed under environmental pressure. In just 3 million years, the human brain expanded 4-fold. This growth gave rise to language, planning, memory, and cooperation. We learned to preserve food in frozen air, to smoke meat, to build skin shelters, and to migrate across exposed land bridges, such as Beringia, linking Siberia and Alaska, in search of new horizons. Even our skin adapted. As humans moved northward into regions of weaker sunlight, skin pigmentation gradually lightened, allowing more efficient production of vitamin D, another quiet triumph of evolution. Night travelers, as you rest tonight, remember this. You carry within you the legacy of ice, fire, and survival, etched into your bones, your breath, and your dreaming mind. We have journeyed together through the inferno of falling meteorites, witnessed the fall of ancient dragon kings, and followed the first upright footsteps across the open steppe. Tonight, we pause at a singular chapter of history, not to speak of extinction, but to contemplate one of nature's great paradoxes, a cold yet radiant period. This is the story of the Ice Age, a time when bone-deep cold was not merely an ordeal, but a diamond-hard furnace, one that refined life, sharpened intellect, and revealed unexpected beauty. The Symphony of Snow Crystals. Dear night travelers, allow your thoughts to glide gently along the silken ribbon of time, back to the moment when our blue planet subtly changed its melody. Earth has never been still. Throughout its 4.5 billion-year history, it has moved between warm, humid greenhouse worlds and austere icehouse realms. For most of that vast span, permanent ice was rare, even at the poles. But about 34 million years ago, a slow continental dance reached a turning point. Antarctica became encircled by a cold, relentless ocean current, sealing it in solitude and marking the beginning of the late Cenozoic Ice Age. Now drift forward to the last glacial maximum, some 26,500 years ago. The global temperature fell by just 6 degrees Celsius, a modest number on paper, yet powerful enough to transform nearly a quarter of Earth's land into towering ice fortresses up to 4 kilometers thick. Sea levels sank by 125 meters, unveiling vast land bridges and turning the continents into a single grand stage for migration. The air grew dry and restless. Winds carried dust high into the sky, painting sunsets in deep crimson hues that glowed against frozen ground. And within this severe cold, something remarkable emerged: the mammoth steppe. There were no dense forests here, only endless grasslands and nutrient-rich shrubs, a global cold Serengeti. Life did not shrink from the cold. Instead, it grew larger, stronger, and more resilient, embracing gigantism as a way to endure. The great souls in the white. Night travelers in that frozen stillness, behold the giants. The most luminous emblem of this age was the woolly mammoth. With its sweeping tusks, 2.5 meters long, and its heavy coat of fur, it moved like a living mountain across the plains. Each day, it consumed nearly 200 kilograms of grass, its immense footsteps pressing down the snow and awakening hidden green shoots beneath the ice. Standing in counterpoint was Smilodon, the saber-toothed hunter. Armed with fangs nearly 20 centimeters long, it was not a creature of speed, but of overwhelming power at close range. It subdued massive prey with sheer strength, delivering a precise, fatal bite to the neck. Together, these beings transformed the Ice Age into anything but a silent wasteland. It was a living symphony of force and balance, where every species stood as a masterpiece of adaptation. Snowball Earth, when the planet became a crystal gem. But night travelers, the cold we have spoken of was gentle compared to the phantoms of a far deeper past. Around 650 million years ago, Earth entered a catastrophe known as Snowball Earth. A sharp decline in atmospheric carbon dioxide intensified the albedo effect, ice reflecting sunlight back into space, creating a deadly feedback loop. Ice advanced from pole to equator, sealing the planet beneath kilometers of frozen crystal. Global temperatures plunged to minus 50 degrees Celsius. Life then was fragile and simple, bacteria and algae clinging to survival in dark oceans, hovering at the edge of extinction. Yet within that absolute freeze, a miracle unfolded. Over millions of years, volcanic activity slowly released carbon dioxide, warming the planet from within. When the ice finally surrendered, Earth underwent a dramatic thaw, a planetary reset that likely sparked the Cambrian explosion, when life suddenly burst into astonishing diversity and complexity. Without that profound cold, evolution itself might have stalled, leaving Earth forever ruled by microscopic forms. Light from the dark cave, the radiance of human intelligence. Night travelers, take a slow, deep breath and feel the warmth of an ancient fire. The Ice Age was the harshest cradle in which humanity was formed. 17,000 years ago, in caves such as Lascaux in present-day France, our ancestors found shelter from relentless blizzards. By torchlight, they did more than endure the cold. They created. They painted bison, wild horses, and cave lions with astonishing grace. These images were not decoration. They were declarations of consciousness. Proof that humanity survives not only on meat and fire, but on imagination, memory, and reverence. We endured temperatures as low as minus 45 degrees Celsius through cooperation, mastery of fire, and refined stone tools. Under relentless environmental pressure, the human brain expanded fourfold over a few million years. We formed alliances with wolves, slowly shaping them into dogs, our first companions in the snow. Even our skin adapted, gradually lightening to absorb scarce northern sunlight and sustain life through vitamin D. Comet, a love song between fire and ice. Dear night travelers, the Ice Age teaches us that radiance does not always come from brilliant sunlight. Sometimes it shines in a fragile green shoot pushing through frozen soil, or in the curious eyes of a prehistoric child gazing at drawings on a cave wall. The Ice Age was not a disaster, it was a renewal, a great clearing of the stage, making room for intelligence, creativity, and resilience to emerge. It humbles us before the vast power of the universe while reminding us of life's astonishing capacity to adapt. We lie here tonight, dreaming beneath the stars and sending messages into space, because our ancestors refused to surrender to eternal cold. Life is an endless symphony, One movement may end in ice, but the melody always continues, richer, deeper, and more luminous. Night travelers, your breath is now slow, deep, and steady. You have traveled far, from towering walls of ice to the windswept plains of deep time. Remember, you are safe in the embrace of a planet that spent billions of years preparing for your presence tonight. Everything is unfolding in a gentle and perfect order. Do not worry about the cold of the past or the uncertainties of the future. For now, you are free to rest. Let the rhythm of time soothe you. Let the ancient stars, the forges that shaped every atom within you, stand guard over your dreams. Close your eyes and drift softly into sleep, carried by the vast ocean of the cosmos. Good night, night travelers. The ancient world is watching over your rest.